how many clips do we get to see of Andy Reid's COVID visor fogged up? Because that was
that
funny.
Visor is pretty epic. You know, the glasses, his glasses don't help either, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's just not a good look. I mean, I don't know. Does he have a windshield wiper on it yet?
I mean, it just makes him look like what if a walrus was dressed up like a stormtrooper?
I mean. All right, people, welcome into the Joe Schmo Sports Show. My name is Clint Webb. I am your host, sitting here with, as always, my co-host, Mr. Dominic Battistella.
What's up, Clint?
Got my man Dre Cameron on the ones and twos.
What's up?
And today, we have a very exciting show.
What are we talking about?
We're going to be talking about the Super Bowl.
Ah, shit. What's going on with that?
Well, the Super Bowl Sunday, as, you know, I don't know if you knew that there's a game coming up.
Please tell me about it.
So, you know, it's just, you know,
Who
what's
is playing? What is the sport?
It's considered to be the most popular sporting event in the world. Well, at least on our part of the world.
Are we going to talk about soccer now?
At least our part of the world, which is why I changed
Which
that.
is America, and that is all we
so
care about.
It's American football that is on the docket today. Yes. So we have an interesting, funny, entertaining show coming for you guys. So first, we're going to talk about matchups. Ooh. And then later on in the show, we'll have a mock draft. And that's a little teaser because it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to maybe even help out your dining experience during the Super Bowl. Oh. And we'll have some little fun things in between. Some all-time performances. Going to touch on a little Super Bowl commercial action. So let's just go ahead and dive into it, fellas.
So who is playing in this you said Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yes, it's the one with the oblong pigskin ball.
Oh, yeah, that I recall that game.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
So this is between Tampa Bay and the Fighting Tom Brady's.
The Tampa Bay Brady's, yes.
Tampa Bay Brady's. I
that
like
is correct.
that.
Yes.
And the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
So to start off pretty easy, I guess, Chiefs are favored by 3.
Yes.
Over-under set at 56, which I think is a very, very, very good line. I mean, that
seems kind of low.
You think
really.
so? And I think that may be just Brady and the history and the fact that the Kansas City offense is unstoppable.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, let's talk about storyline 1. This is a rematch from Week 12.
It is indeed.
Right, and what happened in Week 12?
I don't recall.
Kansas City went out to a 17-0 lead.
Yes, they did. I do remember that now.
Yeah, and then they were just like, you know what, we got the game in the bag.
Just kind of cruise.
Yeah, they cruised. They ended up it ended up being a lot closer than the game actually was.
Right,
because
wasn't
there was a lot of
Kansas
garbage
City?
time. You know what? I don't recall.
I think it was in Kansas
It
City.
may have been. So this.
You check on that for us, Dre?
Yeah. So the game ended up being 27-24.
Okay. Well, so 27-24, that's 51.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
but Kansas City just took their foot off the gas because they went up 17-0, and you got some patented second half Tom Brady magic and whatnot. I don't think that Kansas City is necessarily going to let off the gas so much this time in the Super Bowl. I can see them going up in a similar fashion and then just putting the Buccaneers down.
I mean, I think that they won't take their foot off the gas like in a regular season game. I think you're
sure,
right
of course
there.
they wouldn't.
You just got to think of, just go back a couple years, and last time somebody thought they put the foot down on Brady.
Are we talking about the hapless Atlanta Falcons and their penchant for blowing a massive first half lead?
Isn't that crazy? Is that where it started? Because I've never really followed the Falcons.
They blew so many leads this season.
Oh, this year was insane.
I really think that's where it started.
I mean, you would think it had to.
Half. They get up and then they just can't handle success.
Yeah, you attribute a lot of that to the Falcons, and you attribute a lot of that to Brady because Brady's done it his whole career. So
to be fair, Chicago this year came back against the Falcons, so I'm going to throw that on the Falcons.
That's true, but at least they had a really good defense. It's a crazy stat.
Yeah,
Tom Brady's been in the league 21 years.
Correct.
He's been to 10 Super Bowls.
Well, this is his 10th. He's 45 43. 43 years. I'm 43 years old. If I took a hit from my 13-year-old, I'd be out for 2 weeks.
You're sore from playing disc golf.
Dude, I am sore from playing disc golf. That is a fact. And I just can't imagine taking a hit from a 230-pound linebacker running at full speed.
No.
At
but
43.
You also don't have a diet that consists of plants only.
Yeah, and I also am not married to Giselle Bündchen,
and
there's a lot of differences between myself and Mr. Tom Brady that we do not need to go through all of them.
I thought we were graced with Tom when you walked through the building today.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I do have a beard, so you can't see that beautiful butt chin.
I think maybe that's
I have that resembles very much Tom Brady's.
So we got some injuries to talk about.
Yeah,
mainly for me. I mean, I have two big ones that I want to talk about.
Sure.
So your first one you have for the Tampa Bay Bucs.
Okay,
doubtful right now is the tag for Antonio Brown.
I don't think that impacts them in the least.
Well, Dre thinks the same way. Dre thinks that it's the Super Bowl. He's going to play no matter what. But normally with that doubtful tag, though, Dom.
Regardless, that doesn't matter because they already have two fantastic wide receivers in Evans and Godwin.
Correct.
And, Antonio Brown was just a bonus. Plus, you don't think that in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady doesn't go back to the old tried and true and puts the ball in the hands of Gronkowski?
Of course he does.
Yeah,
of course he does.
So I don't think Antonio Brown not being there, even if he doesn't play in the Super Bowl, I don't think that is nearly as impactful as what I am guessing the other injury news is that you're going to mention.
The other injury news is on the Kansas City Chiefs side with their all-world tackle, Eric Fisher.
Yeah, that's the left tackle, man. That is a big deal because not only is he out now with an ACL tear, but Mike Reimers is replacing him.
Yeah.
And you also don't have Mitchell Schwartz, which... I mean,
another all-world tackle.
Your two starting tackles are out for the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You need time to throw to your all-world speedsters, to Travis Kelce. Look, they need at least a second and a half. And
I don't know if they need any time. If Patrick Mahomes need any time to throw to Tyreek, but he does need time for routes to develop for Kelce.
Yes,
he
does. And if you're missing your starting left and right tackle,
right,
and you've got JPP bearing down on you, that could be a problem.
And Sue.
Yeah.
And don't forget, let's not let this go by the wayside here that Mahomes was hurt last game.
You know what? It didn't look like it impacted him at all against Buffalo.
No, it didn't. But you're talking a bigger situation, so a bigger stage here, right? You're talking about going against the best to ever do it. From the quarterback perspective, it or not argue it. It's 10 Super Bowls in 21 years.
And this is one of the things that really bothers me about the analysis of it's quarterback versus quarterback. No, it's quarterback versus the other team's defense.
You're right.
Exactly.
So can the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs, suffering severe injuries to key personnel, hold up against a healthy Tampa Bay defensive line that is been playing since week 12 some of the best football of any defensive line in the league? I mean, they have not lost since they last lost to Kansas City in week 12.
Yeah.
And Dre, did you find out if that game was in Tampa or was it in Kansas City?
It was in Tampa.
Okay.
It was in Tampa. Well, guess what? This game again is in Tampa, and this time there's going to be 22,000 screaming fans who are more than likely going to be there pulling for Tampa.
Storyline alert. We'll get back to that, though.
Exactly. So, I think that the more significant injury news is the injury to Eric Fisher and not to Antonio Brown, because Antonio Brown will not be missed if he's not. I mean, he could make a modicum of difference, but not nearly as much of the difference as having your starting all-pro left tackle out.
Well, he also brings... I don't know. So comfortability, I guess, to Tom Brady.
Not really.
Well,
how many games did he play before he got kicked off the Patriots last year?
Yeah, but I think it goes.
He stretches the field, and
you don't think Evans stretch the field?
They do, but AB does also, and he's gotten into the groove the last 2 weeks,
and he's got a set of hands on him.
Exactly. Just
so,
catching the end zone.
Yes.
Again, he's doubtful.
Yeah, doubtful. Not out, but doubtful. That doubtful tag never looks good.
He's doubtful on Monday.
Yeah.
And
Game's on Sunday.
Eric Fisher has an ACL tear and is out, period. Not doubtful, not questionable, out.
Yeah, and he's graded out as the second best offensive lineman in the league.
That hurts.
It does.
I don't care who the wide receiver is. That hurts more than the wide receiver.
Well, it just hurt, especially if you have a right-handed quarterback like Kansas City does.
Exactly. It's protecting his backside.
Right.
If you're Patrick Mahomes and you're accustomed to getting 2.5 to 3 seconds, and now you're getting 2 to 2.5 seconds to release the ball, that is a massive adjustment to make that you cannot account for with practice.
I would love to know his stats outside of the pocket this year, and I should have looked those up, but I did not. Because it's going to be a lot of that.
He's gotten sacked quite a bit this year. So, even with his starting tackles in there, their offense hasn't been like it has been last year. He's been touched quite a bit this season.
Well, they've been missing Schwartz most of the year.
Right, correct.
Right. So now that you have Schwartz and Fisher out.
Yeah. He's going to I would say whatever the line is for rushing yards for Mahomes, take the over.
I would say whatever the line is for sacks, also take the over.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So storyline number 2, which I'll bring up, I didn't even have it written down, surprisingly enough, is that the game is a home game.
For Tampa Bay. Yeah, absolutely. First time in
ever.
NFL history
ever
that the
Super Bowl,
the city hosting the Super Bowl has a team from that city.
And why wouldn't it be Tom Brady?
You know what? I
know as a Bills fan, you're a huge fan.
Yeah. If I wasn't so
biased,
no, I was going to say if I wasn't so cynical, no,
that's fair.
No, I think cynical would actually cause me to believe this. If I don't really believe in conspiracy theories, even when it comes to the NFL.
Geez.
But if I did, Tom Brady being back in another Super Bowl with Tampa, playing in Tampa during the Super Bowl, during COVID, I would think maybe there's a chance that there was some...
No way.
Well,
talking about Roger Goodell being friends with...
I'm not saying that this happens because I don't believe in conspiracy theories. But if I did, I could very easily see myself believing that the NFL wanted this to be the outcome.
But you know how hard it would be to rig an NFL game, like with all the moving parts that are in it. I mean, yes, you have officiating,
not that hard.
I think it would have to be glaring.
Really?
I don't know. I just don't see that on that kind of scale happening. Maybe as like an individual game, but not like an entire season.
I mean, the only thing that again, if I was susceptible to believing conspiracy theories, the only thing I would think that would be difficult to manage is injury potential.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hence Eric Fisher getting hurt last game out.
Right, of course. But if the rule in the NFL is you cannot touch Tom Brady or else it's a 15-yard penalty, then it becomes very easy for him to be successful at 43 years old when most other quarterbacks would be, their body would be completely devastated right now. Because it's not like the guy's built like a brick shit house.
No, I mean, but he takes care of his body.
No, he's got fucking dad bod, man. Yeah. Have you seen him without a shirt on? He is not shredded.
Look, just because you don't have a six-pack doesn't mean you don't take care of your body.
Oh, well, he obviously has a good enough body for something because...
Yes. Well, okay. But so Tom Brady with me. So let's say if they win, then that conspiracy theory may have some legs. But if they don't win, then that conspiracy theory has no legs.
I think it still has legs because what do you want in the Super Bowl?
You want
eyeballs
doesn't
on
matter
the game.
If he wins or not.
Well, you want eyeballs on the game.
This year I may if I were a believer in conspiracy theories, which may or may not, just depending on the conspiracy theory. Well, you have COVID. Well, not only that, I don't know if you guys saw this meme on social media that's been going around about Brady and Mahomes. Okay. So
are they secretly gay lovers?
No, that would be weird.
No, it wouldn't. They're beautiful men.
Brady doesn't do State Farm commercials.
So
okay, so you have
that's what makes it so believable, man.
You have a split screen, right? You have a split screen.
Okay,
here,
okay.
And you have old Yoda up top,
okay,
as Brady, and baby Yoda on the bottom as Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
So they're saying that the torch is being passed, so to speak. What I have heard conspiracy theory wise is that it's matched up so Mahomes can win, and so it can be that passing.
So what you're saying is Roger Goodell is the emperor and
Senator Palpatine.
He's Palpatine, right? And who's the Mandalorian then?
Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft is the man. So does that make Bruce Arians Bill Burr?
Yes, it does. I like Bill Burr.
Yes, we could have a whole show reacting to Bill Burr bits another time, but this is not the time. So let's talk about, we have the quarterback matchup, which of course we've got Tom Brady. He's in his 10th Super Bowl. He's at home. He's 43 years old.
What's the weather going to be?
I don't know the answer to that question, but he's going for his seventh ring.
Seventh.
Right? And
he's getting close to Phil Jackson.
His first one with Tampa. Did you realize that if Tampa wins, then Tom Brady will be only the second quarterback to win Super Bowls with two different franchises?
Unbelievable.
You know who the first one was? Mr. Peyton Manning. With the Colts.
Oh, okay.
And then with Denver.
With the Broncos.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tom Brady would now match the only accomplishment that Peyton Manning had that would have been unimaginable up until this year of Tom Brady doing, which is winning a Super Bowl with another team.
Right.
Because I never imagined him in another uniform.
It's like the Brett. Yeah. It's the Brett Favre thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I didn't imagine him as a damn Jet
or a Viking
or whatever.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Exactly.
So a little bit of a breaking news here. Sunday, 66 degrees, high, 45 low in Tampa.
Yeah,
50% chance of rain.
Ooh.
So does that change the game? That's going to move the line lower, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously rain in Tampa, chances are, because where it's located, it'll be a heavier type rain.
Could be, depending on,
and it's going to be warm-ish.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Brady's going to throw the ball 60 times. I don't think Mahomes will throw the ball 60 times, not in the rain.
Well, I mean, we're
not playing with Aaron Rodgers out here.
Looking at the prop bets, the over-under on Brady attempts is 39.5. The over-under on Mahomes attempts is 40.5.
Well, I think that's pretty fair.
That's pretty well in a rain game though.
That's
going to
drop.
High.
Well, that'll drop though.
That's a little high.
So I mean, a couple days, with Thursday, Friday, if it's still 50-60% chance of rain, Vegas isn't stupid. They'll move all that crap down.
Well, I know, but if you made the bet today,
then take the under.
Oh no,
go ahead and do it and take the under on the score and on the passing attempts.
Exactly.
Over on the rushing attempts and low. I think it's going to be highly entertaining.
Take the over on the amount of mud on the uniform.
Yeah, I think it'll be highly entertaining. Oh, but what kind? That's a good prop bet. What kind of detergent are they going to be pumping?
Oh, Jesus, it's going to be tied. It's tied. It's always tied. It's always tied.
Always tied.
In fact, that was one of the things when I was looking up different Super Bowl commercials for the show.
Oh yeah.
There was the one commercial where they tried to make every commercial a tied commercial.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That was funny.
That was a classic.
All right, so quarterback matchups, you got to give. I mean, experience-wise, you got to give it to Brady.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you obviously can't discount Mahomes.
No,
Mahomes. This is his second straight Super Bowl.
I mean, guys,
he won the Super Bowl MVP last year, the year before.
Yeah.
Well, why are we grasping at straws? We're just
I'm saying it's
because
exactly that they're the two best teams right now, and that's evident with their arsenals.
They're both in the Super Bowl. There are no other teams right now.
Exactly. You know what I mean.
But yeah, who has the advantage is what I think you're asking. And the question is,
Tom Brady.
It's got to be Tom Brady.
Well, Tom Brady has the advantage of experience. However, he's clearly not as physically gifted as Mahomes.
So I would say
it's physical gifts and youth versus
experience knowledge,
and location.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I would say if it rains, I'm going to give it to Brady as far as just on the straight matchup.
Yeah.
Because he's a better, I don't know if he's a better game manager, but he's a more experienced game manager, especially in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And if it's not, you got to give it to Mahomes. I think he's going to go out there slinging.
Well, you think if it rains, right? People are going to be caught up in the muck. It's going to be more of a defensive slog, and that will further expose the gaping holes on the Kansas City offensive line.
Yes,
that we already discussed.
I think so as well. And not to mention, Kansas City's running game. Let's just go ahead and transition to that. It's pretty much non-existent to me. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has not been what he was hyped up to be. Now, don't get me wrong. The kid's been kind of productive.
Right.
I mean, he has been productive.
He's just not been he's not the guy you're going to give the ball to 30 times a game like you need to in a rain game.
But he's not on the team for that either.
Right.
No, he's not, because that's not their offense.
But you do have that in Kansas. You do have that in Tampa. I think Tampa can play that game. Well, you got Ronald Jones and Fournette. Fournette's been fantastic.
Yeah, he just can't catch the ball.
Yeah, well, in a game in the rain, does he need to catch the ball?
No,
he
they
needs
definitely
to drive that thing right down their throats.
Right, they definitely have the advantage in the running game with straight, as far as if you're talking about handing the ball off to a running back. All right, now if you're talking about the entire running game, you may still have to give it to Kansas City because they do have Clyde Edwards-Helaire who will serve that purpose. But they also hand the ball off to Tyreek Hill a bunch. Right.
Yeah, okay. So again, we talked about if it's dry, it's more of an aerial attack. If it's in the rain, which is what we're discussing right now, because we're talking the importance of the running game. Does that impact Hill's speed on a grass field?
No, I mean, it's going to affect everybody's speed.
I would think so. I think there would be less of the jet sweeps and the motion and the action.
But you got to think, though, Dom, it also slows everybody else down, right? So Tyreek Hill is still that much faster than them in the rain, because let's not get it twisted here. He's the fastest guy on the field in this game.
Yes. Maybe.
Chris Godwin.
Scotty Miller would beg to differ.
I would think Chris Godwin would be the closest.
Did you hear that? Like, I'm faster than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, brother, you go get some.
Yeah, I don't know if there's too many people that are faster than Tyreek Hill.
Well, apparently his mouth is writing some checks that he's going to need to make good on.
Well, he better talk to his friend Tom Brady and say, "Hey, I need you to make sure you throw me the ball." Because he doesn't necessarily have to get any touches for Tampa Bay to win.
Right. Well, I mean, he could have some more opportunities if Antonio Brown's out of the game.
Yep.
There you go.
Scotty Brown's got to fill in, right?
Well, and on the receivers aspect, I mean, man, that it's so close to call.
Yeah.
Now, on Kansas City side, you have Tyreek. All world, just it could be an Olympian on the track, right? This kid is fast.
And then you've got Kelsey, of course.
But see, and that's where it ends, really. I mean, you have the McCole Hardmans and the Sammy Watkinses and, people that are going to be...
You mean the guys that are going to be single covered or not covered at all?
Yeah, but... What do you? Okay, so whenever you're talking about wide receivers and you're looking at Kansas City, you can go ahead and put Travis Kelce in there because he lines up kind of everywhere. So you got Travis Kelce and you got Tyreek Hill, and then you have a bunch of supporting cast, right? That will get the job done 9 times out of 10, but they're not spectacular. They're not going to be the play breakers. McCole Hardman is a one-play guy. Right, he is you throw the ball 50 yards, he's going to go and get it. Right, so you have that kind of thing for.
So let me back up and ask you, what is it that you're trying to say here? That there's more depth in Tampa's receiving corps
by name.
Well, sure, by name,
talent.
But okay, let's stipulate that Rob Gronkowski is not the same Rob Gronkowski from.
No, you give the advantage to Travis Kelce.
Kelsey is
that's not even a discussion.
Kelsey is the best pass catching option on either team, even with Tyreek Hill in the game.
He was the second leading receiver in the NFL as a tight end. Just as a tight end, he was the second leading receiver.
Period. Oh, overall,
overall,
exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying is that even with Tyreek Hill,
right.
Kelsey's the best.
Right.
So how, I mean,
So depth. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. By name wise, you got Tampa Bay, and you have Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans.
Sure,
right. So they're going to get
2 good, solid potential Pro Bowl wide receivers.
With a name recognition.
Sure,
right, and who do the job. Who are very good at their job, right? I mean, they each have their
some question
hamstrings
this year
or
about
toes
Evans'
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you have those discussions.
Yeah.
But once you get there, because let's just pretend that you have that doubtful tag on Antonio Brown, so he's out, so he's not going to play.
Yep.
Okay. You go from Chris Godwin and Mike Evans to Scotty Miller, and I don't remember the kid's name. That is Johnson. Last name is Johnson, who came out and had a really good couple breakout games. So he's been really good. But that's where it ends with Tampa Bay, because you cannot. Ronald Jones isn't really a great pass catcher. Leonard Fournette has Barney Rubble hands.
Who cares?
You know, but on the
they've got their pass catchers. They've got their guys. That
but
run
on
the ball.
Kansas City, you have more pass catchers, right? So you have more people that can. More people. It just adds better depth, not more depth necessarily, just better depth.
I will say this: the top stat line for Tampa Bay pass catchers is Evans, 70.
Okay.
1,006 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Well, Godwin was hurt for 7 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks.
Kelsey
14,
himself,
1,500 yards.
Kelsey, 105, 14, 16, and 11, and that's with Tyreek Hill there. Exactly. Yeah. Who's the number 2 receiver in all of football. Right. So, I mean, I don't see how. Yes, I think the run game advantaged Tampa. The pass game obviously advantaged Kansas City, even though it's somewhat close. But I will tell you, I was looking at something interesting, and I think this may play a bit of a factor. So there's a guy with Kansas City. His name is Steve Spagnuolo. He is their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, Steve Spagnuolo.
Now, the last time we saw Steve Spagnuolo in a Super Bowl, other than with Kansas City, was 2007.
Okay, so
he was with the New York Giants.
New York Giants who beat the Patriots.
Who beat the undefeated
Randy Moss, Tom Brady Patriots.
Right. That guy knows how to scheme to defend against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
If you're looking for an X factor
that's fair.
In the game, I think it is Steve Spagnuolo and his experience with the Tom Brady-led offense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's all championships are made by defenses, right? Which is why Tampa Bay has won, which is why Baltimore, has won. They didn't win because of Brad Johnson or Trent Dilfer.
Sure.
They won because of their defenses. So it's especially if it rains, Spagnuolo is going to have.
Yeah,
it's going to have something.
So speaking of no-name quarterbacks, I normally you wouldn't mention this because these guys don't ever seem to get hurt. But we saw Mahomes get hurt and Chad Henne was the backup quarterback. Do you know who the backup quarterback is for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine, good for him.
Good for him. He's good. He may get his first Super Bowl ring. But if he gets into the game, they are toast.
Though, let's say I think that if Blaine Gabbert, because Blaine Gabbert was a decent. Let's just go further than decent. He was a good college quarterback.
Yeah, he was a good college.
He was a good college quarterback.
Well, right. Yeah. He was a first round draft pick, and he went to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, see, that's where his demise.
A Jacksonville Jaguars type career.
Well, see, that's where his demise was. I think if you give him a Brady to start off with, I think he's a hell of a lot more successful. I actually think Blaine Gabbert has a lot of skills. I'm not if he gets in, yes, Tampa Bay loses. Yeah. But on the other hand, you have a way better chance to me for Mahomes to get knocked out and Chad Henne to come in. And you saw what Chad Henne did in the playoffs.
Yeah, he came out.
He
there got it done against the Browns.
Yeah, came out. Sure. Well, it's the Browns, but he came out there and did his thing for sure. And Chad Henne's a journeyman. Yeah,
Well, so is Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, but Chad Henne has a lot more experience. And I think that Chad Henne is a hell of a backup quarterback, and I wouldn't have been able to tell you who Kansas City's backup quarterback if Mahomes wouldn't have got hurt. I couldn't have done that either.
Right.
Yeah.
So just let's throw up a tiebreaker, and then we'll move on to another topic conversation because I think we've pretty much covered the matchup.
Yeah.
Right. We've talked a lot about the offense. We have talked a little bit about the defense. So I'm going to throw some names out here, and you tell me which that you would prefer to have.
Okay.
So on one side, you've got Jace Pierre-Paul.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Ndamukong Suh. You've got Shaquille Barnett. You've got Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the other side, you got
They're
Chris
really
Jones.
good.
Yeah. Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah.
Frank Clark.
Yeah.
Who?
I think
Okay, and we obviously have who we think is better offense, but if the offenses were even, and you just had to pick a winner based upon the defensive personnel, who do you think has the advantage?
I think Tampa Bay's been playing better than Kansas City has, and name wise and experience wise, I would give it to Kansas City.
Yeah,
Tyrann Mathieu, man, that dude. I mean, the honey badger, right?
He's that guy.
He is everywhere. Yeah. And he is one of those people that is going to, and I don't know if he's played in the Super Bowl before because he was with Arizona for so long, and then he came to Houston and played there, and I don't think he's been in a Super Bowl. He's one of those guys that is not going to let that opportunity pass him by.
So it's really hard to look at this and see a distinction because Tampa Bay went to Green Bay and shut down the number one scoring offense in the league.
When there's like 12 degrees outside.
Kansas City shut down and made the number 2 scoring offense in the league look stupid in the AFC Championship game. And my poor Buffalo Bills.
R.I.P.
Yeah. So, I mean, I look at this matchup and go, damn, this is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
They're even to me.
And being a lifelong Bills fan, I sure the hell hope that Tom Brady does not get his 7th ring because I'm so tired of that.
But he's out of your hair now. He's not your problem.
Being a Steelers fan, I don't want to see him do it either. But he's Tom Brady, and I actually still want him to win it because he is Tom Brady. He's been it that long.
I respect him. He's never done anything to me personally. But all the bandwagon Patriot fan jock riding assholes that I've hated for the last 20 years are now getting their Tom Brady fucking Tampa Bay jerseys, and they're now on his dick over there. And man, screw those guys.
Yeah, but
if you're going to be the fan of a team, be the fan of a team. You don't get to just change your affiliation because the quarterback went to another team. Now you got to hate him because he left your squad. If you left the squad to follow the guy, you ride a bandwagon and you sniff a jock, and that's that. That's what kind of football fan you are. I'm sorry, you're not going to change my mind about it.
You know what, man? You know what I just thought about when you were saying that is I don't remember Tom Brady jerseys being burned like LeBron's were.
No.
They weren't.
No, they weren't. Because Patriots fans are not really Patriots fans.
Right. They'll just go with Tom.
They go where winners are.
Yeah,
because
it's like Cowboys fans.
Well, God. All right, that's a whole nother topic of conversation. Before we start the 2021 football season, we're gonna do the top 10 worst fan bases in the league.
I cannot.
That is going to be a fun show.
That's going to be good.
All right.
I think that overall, if it's not raining, I say 35-28 Chiefs.
You don't get to place 2 bets. 1 bet. What's the score?
35-28 Chiefs.
35-28 Chiefs. Dre, what you got?
I don't even think it gets in the 30s. I think if it's raining, it's going to be more like a 21-17 game.
Wow. That would be fun to watch. Like a pitching matchup.
Yeah. Look, Super Bowls aren't normally that close. But you've got 2 guys who are proven closers. Proven closers.
Yeah.
I think this looks potentially a lot like the Patriots Panthers Super Bowl.
Not 17-14?
No. That game actually ended up being 32-29.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those games where you knew the last team team that had possession was going to be the team that won the game, and I think that's what it looks like. So I'm going to go with 32-29, and as much as it pains me to say it, I'm going to go with Tampa.
You know, this will give a chance for the actual fans of the people that you hate, like the Tom Brady fans.
Yeah.
The final kind of screw you to the Patriots, saying, "Hey, it's not Belichick; it actually is Brady."
Well,
because people have been saying the opposite for quite some time.
I think that is correct. It was Brady that held that team together, and
me too.
I have some people that would love to debate you on that.
I will crush them.
But I don't
because
right now.
I think you're right.
They have nothing to say.
Yeah, there's nothing they can
the
say.
Patriots
nothing right now
are sitting at home, and
have been for quite some time.
The Bradys are in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Period.
There's nothing else to say.
All right, so let's.
This is going to be fun. You guys.
I think we beat the matchup to death.
Yeah, we
so
did.
let's talk about the prop bets.
Okay.
Yep. So we got the normal prop bets, right?
Yep.
So coin toss, that's 50-50,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah. Touchback on kickoff. First offensive play, is it going to be a run or is it going to be a pass? Who gives a crap? So
I think it's going to be a run back.
Run back.
Kickoff.
Oh, yeah. That's like picking the three-legged horse in the Kentucky Derby, man. That's just not going to happen. That's happened one time.
You better hope
it means it's possible.
You better hope Kansas City gets the ball first.
Hmm?
You better hope Kansas City gets the ball first.
It doesn't matter who gets it.
Why do you think that?
Because
somebody's going to run it back.
Oh, because McCall Hardman is kind of untouchable if he gets through there. He's really good. He's no Dante Hall or anything.
My thing is, if it's raining, that ball's not going to go out of the end zone. So somebody's going to have to run it back.
I think that if you placed $1 on that because of the way that the NFL is and how many kickoffs are out of the end zone, I think you would win quite a bit of money. So I don't think that's bad.
All right, so let's talk about some of the more fun ones. Who's the MVP?
MVP.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go against my score pick and go Brady.
Yeah.
Because if Tampa Bay wins, they are not going to give it to anybody else.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what his stat line is.
Kidding.
It just matters if it's a W.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just hope for the sports fan in me that Brady wins.
I mean, it's 99 times out of 100 it's the quarterback, right?
Yeah, except for Dwight Smith with Tampa Bay.
I mean, unless you've got one of those teams that is heavy on defense with a game manager, you might see a defensive player or
for those teams that can't play offense.
Or if there's like one defensive play that makes a difference in the game, you might get Butler as the
he was the MVP of that game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even though Tom Brady was really the MVP, he made the one play that made the difference in the game.
And just like I was saying, the last time Tampa Bay was in the Super Bowl, Dwight Smith won the MVP because he ran 2 picks back for a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's got to win.
Right.
So I'm just hoping from the sports fan in me and to hear everybody else bitch and moan and complain when I don't really care, I'd like to see Brady win it.
Well, I mean, if Tampa wins the game, he wins it.
100%. I don't care if it's 3-0 and he has 6 picks. He's going to win it.
Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly. Send the guy off in style.
Yeah, I hate that dude, though.
2 AFC and North fans or East fans or whatever you want to call you guys.
So there's the normal prop bets that you see out there, which are like, over under number of yards passing for each quarterback, over under passing TDs, completions, et cetera, nonsense. Then you got the fun ones. What color Gatorade is the winning coach going to get bath in? Who's the MVP going to talk about first? Is one of the players going to propose?
That would be a fun one.
How long is the national anthem?
Who's doing the national anthem?
Jeez.
I'll look that up.
Yeah, effort that for me.
Yep, I got it.
But there's other football related ones that aren't out there, and other non-football ones that are not out there that we just thought it would be fun to come up with some off the top of our head. So I'll throw one out there, and you tell me what you think about it while you're looking up who's doing the national anthem. So one thing you don't see it, but I think is going to happen a lot because of the 2 quarterbacks that are in the game. How many ridiculous nonsense roughing the passer calls do you think penalties are going to be called in this game?
Yeah, so I'm going to put that at 3.
3.
Yeah,
3 total or 3?
3 total.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 total.
2
on Brady, 1 on Mahomes.
Okay. Yeah. You get because the penalties out there now. I mean, it's like Jordan rules in football. You cannot breathe on the quarterback without them throwing a flag. And my boy Josh Allen, proved that in the divisional round where he got barely touched. threw himself back like he was Ronaldo in the World Cup, and he got the flag.
Yes, he did.
So I think that's going to happen.
Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church.
Okay. I have no idea what that means for time. I'm not making that bet.
No.
Sounds like to me it's going to be longer.
Yeah, stay away from that.
But there's two. It's a duet.
There's two of them,
They're going to be harmonizing or just playing off of each other?
Yeah. Okay, so here's a fun one.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there a non-quarterback throwing touchdowns?
Ooh.
Right?
I know. So I think it was the
last. Would you put it past Brady to have Gronk throw something to him? In the end zone?
The last time Brady appeared in a Super Bowl, wasn't it against
when they ran the Philly special?
Well, they ran the Philly special, but what you may not remember in that game is that prior to the Philly special, threw a pass to Tom Brady.
Right,
now Tom Brady not nearly as athletic as Nick Foles for whatever reason.
6 in one, half dozen in the other.
Well, right, I get that, but let's just say the play was unsuccessful, but they did attempt it, so that could happen.
It was also for a lot more yards and in the middle of the field when the New England Patriots attempted that.
Man, I wish a strong safety would have lit his ass up.
And if Rodney Harrison was still playing or Ronnie Lott, it would have happened. Maybe not Rodney Harrison because they were really good friends. Maybe not. But Troy Polamalu would have lit his ass up.
Yeah. That would have been
That would have been fun.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier, I think this is a good one. How many times are they going to mention the conflict between Bruce Arians and Tom Brady?
Yeah.
I think that they mention it, but I think they mention it in the context that a win in the Super Bowl is going to make all the water under the bridge, and they're going to be best friends, just like Tom and Bill Belichick were.
Bruce Arians kind of changed his tone over the last couple weeks and put like a TO moment in there. It's like he's my quarterback kind of thing, right? I think that it was a very big storyline when it probably shouldn't have. Bruce Arians is known for handling his players a very different way
than Belichick, you mean?
Right.
Belichick's style of handling players would be, you showed up late and it was a snow day, you're cut.
Yes, but now, apparently, Arians lets him pretty much call his own games.
Well, as he should. He's the offensive coordinator of that team.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, like Namath, Brady deserves that kind of autonomy.
Are you suggesting that Joe Namath and Tom Brady are on the same level?
No, I'm saying that Joe Namath in the '69 Super Bowl called every single play that was running offense. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And I think Arians has the ability and should have the confidence to give Brady that same leeway.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So another prop bet. How many clips do we get to see of Andy Reid's COVID visor fogged up like hell? Because that was
that
funny.
Visor is pretty epic. The glasses, his glasses don't help either, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's just not a good look. I don't know. Does he have a windshield wiper on it yet? Like a little windshield wiper?
I don't know. It just makes him look like what if a walrus was dressed up like a stormtrooper?
Look, where do you go from there?
You go for another bourbon. That's what you go for.
Yeah. This is it's good stuff, man. We're having a good time. This is our second podcast today, and the first one was all about the Old Forester. So
yeah, that's good stuff.
Not a sponsor, but could be. Call me.
Yes. So a couple of different ones. All right, over under on number of commercials featuring one Tony Romo. Of course we're gonna get a Corona one, but somebody's hiring that dude to push product, and I just want to know how many you think.
As much as I hated him when he was playing.
He's a great color man.
He's great sportscaster.
Oh God, he's because he just way better than he was ever a quarterback, and he's getting paid more too.
Yeah, and. Gosh, how many ex-Cowboys are doing play-by-play?
Too many.
Yeah, but now that Jason Witten is actually coaching his high school team, his daughter's high school team or whatever, son's high school team, so he's not anymore in the booth.
For him.
I would say you got the Corona commercial, and man, I haven't seen Romo in anything else, but I'm going to say 2 because it's the second commercial is going to be something to do with golf.
Could be
because he's a huge golfer.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, the man sells products. He's very popular now.
He does.
So I think. So let's set the over under at 2.5, and I'm going to take the over.
Okay, so let's make this more fun. Him or Mahomes?
Him or
Since
Mahomes?
You had that written down.
Well,
too.
no. That was it. Wasn't him or Mahomes. It was who has more commercials, Peyton Manning or Patrick Mahomes. Because Peyton's still,
I say you go
still
Peyton
out there because he's still doing Papa John's and he's still doing Nationwide.
He's Nationwide. Is it Nationwide?
Well, him and Brad Paisley is on your side.
Yeah, him and
you
Brad
could
Paisley,
also be a sponsor.
Peytonville, right?
Peytonville, yeah, exactly. So you got those two, and then you got Patrick Mahomes with State Farm and
then I'll add
else.
this. Yeah. I think that Peyton is in more commercials than both of them combined.
Me too.
Whoa, that's what I would go.
Peyton more than Mahomes both. And Romo.
More than both.
Whoa,
combined.
That's
yeah. I mean, not times aired. Let's be clear.
Right. Individual
commercials.
So not individual commercials. I'd say products being so. So if
different companies.
Mahomes was in 3 different
State Farm commercials.
That counts as one.
Counts as one. I agree with you. Yeah. Okay. So we good.
That's tough then.
Yeah. Did you have any more prop bets?
I don't have any. Do you have any?
No, I don't.
Okay,
so
cool.
This is going to be fun.
So, all right, next segment.
Let's go. So we're going to do something a little fun on the show. It's not going to be an every episode thing, but it's going to be an as needed. So we're going to do a mock draft.
Ooh, we need our mock draft. We need our draft drop.
We need a draft drop. And insert here.
Biggest pick of the draft. 5th pick, 6th round. TJ Hoshmazode. Yes, lock it up.
Who?
What? TJ, who's your mama?
You mean TJ Hushmanzada from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Hoshmazoli. Got it. Championship.
Write that down. Yes.
So this mock draft. So we're going to try to help our listeners out a little in planning their culinary adventure. Through the Super Bowl.
So what do you mean, Clint?
What we're going to do is favorite Super Bowl foods. /snacks.
Snacks.
Right.
Okay. So we're drafting.
We're drafting
like a
fantasy
snake draft.
Fantasy snake draft. So,
all right. Dre's in on this too, right?
Yep. Dre is definitely in on this. Excellent. Anybody have a quarter so we can do a coin flip to see who goes first? Why they're getting
no change.
That okay? Then we'll figure something else out. Hey, Dre, you have that battery pack right there. You can flip it. Yep, you can flip that.
I'm not flipping my battery.
All right. Then we'll
don't.
I'll do this.
Don't worry about it.
I'll do this.
All right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 4 rounds.
All right.
4 rounds, snake style.
Okay.
And what the objective is to build a fantasy
menu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me throw a couple of rules out there so we can clarify this.
Heads or tails, right?
It is
heads or tails. Heads, tails, tails. Heads or tails.
I don't care. I'm going last. As the resident chef, I'll go last because I probably have some more options.
Dre's first. I'm second. You're last.
But I'm going to set down.
Let's do it.
Some rules.
Let's do it.
First of all, no beverages, just food for this one.
Yeah, we can do another beverage draft.
Yeah. The second thing is more like categories, right? So, all right, I get it. French onion dip is different than 7-layer dip or bean dip, right?
Correct.
But pizza is pizza. We don't want each of us drafting a different, different
rolls.
toppings, right? But so pizza and pizza rolls are two different
things.
We could do
Those
that.
are 2 different things.
We could
very
do
different things.
That, but
pizza with pizza.
Calzone, stromboli,
right? But we want to make sure that we're not just everybody having the opportunity to pick a different thing with different toppings, right?
So are hot dogs and pigs in a blanket different?
Yes, very different.
Yeah. All right,
Dre's
let's
first.
do this. Dre is first. Dre, for your first round draft pick in the Super Bowl menu mock draft, you're on the board. What do you have?
Buffalo wings.
Wings. Oh,
wings
man.
off
That's
the board.
Wings.
Again, buffalo wings, barbecue wings,
easily.
dry rub wings.
I forgot to mention. And I think we can go back because everybody knew wings was going number 1 overall. That's easy. It was obvious. It was
pretty
my
easy.
number 1's, your number 1.
Yeah,
just
indeed.
easy. I will say one of the rounds, you have to pick a food that is from one of the 2 Super Bowl hosting cities. So either Tampa or Kansas City foods. Should be pretty easy. Kansas City's got a lot of famous stuff.
Yep.
You could
know about Tampa
probably
Bay.
think of some
Seafood.
stuff. There's some stuff. I looked it
up. But we're not as adverse.
So I will let you guys pick some of the stuff from Kansas City. You probably know that.
Then maybe
that's round 4. Has to be.
Well, what I was gonna say is like a topper of like the final thing is like a round 5 kind of a.
Round 5 is
only.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that as round 5.
I'm
all right.
With that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Clint. Number 2 overall draft pick. Super Bowl foods.
All right. This is really tough for me.
Yeah.
Because they're both carbs, obviously. Yeah. Because most things.
Hey, you don't have to eat this. This is just your fantasy. Menu.
I'm gonna go nachos.
Mm-hmm.
It could be either ground beef or chicken.
Well, yeah, nachos. So again, that's the rule of you only got nachos.
Right,
really
nachos easy to eat.
Yep.
You can put them on a smaller plate.
Yeah. Well,
you can share them with friends.
That does make my first round draft pick very, very easy. Then.
Yes, I'm sure it does.
Yeah, we're gonna go with pizza.
Yep, that was what I was choosing between.
Yep. And so this is a snake draft. Yes, so this means I get to go twice.
You do indeed.
Correct?
Yeah, that's why Dre's penalized for taking wings.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's penalized. The dude gets wings, so I think he's good to go, man.
Right.
Look, this may be a little bit controversial, but for me, in the first pick of the second round, I'm gonna go with soft pretzels.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's an interesting pick.
Hey,
I didn't even have that written down.
That's good beer food,
it
right
is
there,
good
man.
Beer food.
And I think it's good snack food as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
and because you can break off a little piece, maybe dip it in some mustard
or some cheese, beer cheese. Yeah,
man, I can't believe I didn't even put that on my list. Yeah. Wow, is this why you're the chef?
Yeah, exactly. All right, Clint, who do you got for your second round?
What you got? This again would be kind of easy for me. I have a history. Well, me and my wife have a history with our friends of a chili cook-off.
Okay.
Every Super Bowl.
Oh, nice.
And we haven't done it in a few years, but I'm going to go chili. I'm going to go chili. Somebody one year, and Dom, I think you might agree with me here.
Chili was in my top 5.
We brought some chili. My wife made the chili this time.
Yeah.
And we brought it there. She had some really cool little cornbread shaped footballs.
Nice.
Football shaped cornbread with a little hole dug out so you can put the chili in the football and the cornbread. And somebody then, because she had it locked down, she had the win locked down, right? Yep. And then somebody made brisket chili and just threw everything into
that's hard to beat, man.
Cheating.
Well, it's not cheating.
Cheating.
It's not cheating.
Cheating.
It's not cheating. It's not cheating. It's being smart. It's playing strategically and putting the most flavorful beef that there is on the animal into the chili and going for the W.
I understand that. Still cheating.
Okay. All right, Dre. Round 2. What you got?
You got back-to-back picks here.
Yeah.
Man, picks. I think I'm going to go with, let's say my first pick will be, I'm going to go with Chex Mix.
Oh,
Chex Mix.
Wow.
All
Again,
right.
Hold on. Now, we have to clarify here. Is this store-bought Chex Mix or fresh, homemade Chex Mix?
It does not matter.
I got to know just from a personal standpoint for when I watch a Super Bowl with you. I have to know that you're going to bring the fresh homemade Chex Mix, or you're going to stop by.
I'm not going to make any fresh homemade Chex Mix. I'm going to bring it for the box.
I will say, Dre, that you are not that far off because I did have Chex Mix somewhere on my list.
I did not.
Yeah, well,
and I love Chex Mix.
Right. That's a good one, man.
Right.
That's a good one.
Dre, you got another pick, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, so for my second one, I'm going to go with chicken tenders.
Ooh,
chicken tenders.
Okay. I think that's underutilized in the Super Bowl realm.
Man, we got Dre. Your menus: wings, Chex Mix, and chicken tenders.
Hey,
you got chicken covered.
Hell yeah!
I am not mad at it at all,
buddy.
I am. Oh gosh. Like, why don't I ever get back-to-back picks?
Because you're
right in the middle.
You are not at the end of the round.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, so I already have nachos and chili, so I can't go there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with one of my all-time favorites. That was one of my sleepers, and it was something that I was planning on taking literally right here. The ADP says right here, Dom.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it right here.
Yeah.
Going with pigs in a blanket, Dre.
Pigs in a blanket.
You can as well dip that in the mustard and the ketchup and all the things yummy.
Love some pigs.
Nice.
I love some pigs in a blanket.
Nice. Man, that leaves me with some interesting choices because I got back to back picks, and then we added around 5.
We did add around 5.
I'm gonna
that's
say
specific.
Yeah, that's specific to foods from that area.
You're correct.
So, oh man, all right. So next round, I am going with brats.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do some beer brats, son.
All right.
Bratwurst.
So we have some more tubular meat on the menu.
Yeah, well, nothing you like more than a little tubular meat, right, Clint?
As long as it's in a blanket.
Fantastic.
All right, Dom, this is your wraparound pick here.
All right. There's so many good options left.
There is indeed.
That it's really hard to pick, and I don't know whether to go with like top possible pick or positions needed.
Are you going to
fill.
pander to the people? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to pander to the people, or are you going to pick Dom's list?
Well, here's the thing, right? Is that as a chef, I like to pick a nice, well-rounded menu.
Well, so far you have pizza, soft pretzels, and brats.
Right, and so I don't really need another main dish, but there's a lot of great main dish type meats and things like that I can pick.
Yeah, there is.
However, I need something that's more finger food and snacky and that sort of thing. So I think that I will go with pimento cheese.
Is this homemade pimento cheese?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Does it have some jalapenos diced up in it?
Well,
most certainly does.
Interesting.
That means my next pick, I'm not sure if I can use it. I may be able to.
Well, we'll find out. So this is the last round before we head into the specialty round.
And this is an easy pick for me.
Yeah, go for it.
Again, ADP says it goes right here.
Right.
It's nice and easy. You can barbecue it. You can do it dry. You can do it with a little Asian zing. And most importantly, you can eat it with a toothpick.
What you got?
I'm going with meatballs.
Meatballs. That was on my list, yes.
I love the fact that you can just eat it with a little toothpick and just toss it.
Yeah, so you got tubular meat and balls on your menu.
This is what I'm saying. But boy, is it good.
Oh, yes. Put that in your mouth. All right, Dre. Give it up.
Is
what you got?
Well, you can also eat this with a toothpick.
Okay.
All right.
I got a cheese tray.
Oh, see, that was on my list as well.
Like cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers. You can definitely use it.
Tray.
You just can't have pimento cheese on your cheese tray.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay. So if you're okay with some cheddar, some Swiss.
Yep.
Yeah, I like
that's totally
Gorgonzola.
We need I'll allow it.
Yep. All right, you got another pick, Dre?
All right.
This is your specialty pick.
Yeah, so you got this round is dedicated to foods that you would find either in Kansas City or in Tampa.
So you now, Dre, have wings, Chex Mix, chicken tenders, and a cheese tray.
So let me help you guys out. Since you didn't really plan for this, you may want to take notes. I'm going to run through a few.
I've already got mine.
So you already got yours. Why don't we go ahead and throw it out?
I have mine too, as long as Jay doesn't steal it.
Okay, fantastic. What you got?
Yeah.
Gator bites.
Oh,
Gator bites.
Okay. You know what, Dre? You're going just straight Creole. You're playing to the Tampa Bay crowd here. Okay, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, what do you got?
Oh, like this right here. Sorry for the rest of you guys, but this right here wins the draft for me.
Sure.
Okay. And I think that this could be either a tasty meal, right? Or a light, maybe not so light snack. I'm going to go with barbecue sliders straight out of KC.
Okay. So I will ask.
That's very good.
Pork,
Ooh.
brisket, burnt ends, ribs.
No,
Kansas City has a wide variety of different barbecues that are different.
Okay, so let me just.
If I said brisket,
right,
and you said pulled pork,
right,
or you said ribs, those would be three different things.
Right.
So
Let me
what
tell
do you have?
Then this would be very, very simple for me.
Okay.
I would never, ever, ever eat pulled pork that's not made in North Carolina or somewhere in the
Fair.
South.
I know that.
So I'm okay with not even including that in mine.
So what are you going with?
Are we doing? I've never had a burnt-end slider. I can't imagine the deliciousness that would come with that.
But that is Kansas City right there.
But I would just go straight brisket.
Brisket. Okay, brisket sliders.
I mean, how can you be upset with that?
You couldn't.
If this is a Panthers Super Bowl that we're talking about, I'm going pulled pork.
Well, yeah, that's yeah.
I
hear
bit
you.
of coleslaw on top. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. So you're not putting that sweet tomato sauce on your pig.
No.
Yeah, vinegar straight.
Very much vinegar.
Right. Okay.
Anybody who says different, we can have a discussion.
Yeah,
You'll lose,
but the
we'll have a
vinegar,
discussion.
but the vinegar doesn't work so well on the Kansas City ribs, which the tomato-based sauce does,
Correct.
and that is one potential option for me.
Yeah,
but
because it could be a full meal. It could be just a finger food.
Right, of course, but I don't know if I'm going to go with that. So, being that this is the last pick, and I can go through my thought process on this because I don't have to worry about anybody coming behind me and taking my pick.
Correct.
Or my other options. So, you got the ribs from Tampa. Did you know that Tampa was where the Cuban sandwich was created?
No, I didn't know that.
That
I love Cuban.
Is a fantastic sandwich.
It's a good sandwich.
It's
a good sandwich.
Yeah.
You just have to have the whole sandwich. You can't have the Cuban sliders.
Well, I'm not going to take that. You can slice the sandwich like you can. Like one of the other things that I was thinking about was the giant sub, right?
Okay.
You know that 6-foot sub,
yeah.
but that doesn't come from either of those places. But that would have been one of the first four rounds.
I'm sure did Blimpies start in Tampa Bay by any chance? Because
I don't know. But the other thing that is a huge thing in Kansas City is fried chicken.
Okay.
Like legit fried. No, I'm not talking about wings. I'm talking about deep fried, breaded, the good stuff, right?
Gosh, it's like
so
why
it's
do I
hard,
not
man.
Even...
So do I take a Cuban or do I take ribs or fried chicken? Man, my arteries are having an argument right now about what's going to kill them first.
Can I add my 2 cents here?
Yeah, go for it.
Anytime anybody anywhere has ever mentioned fried chicken, your first thought, second thought, or third thought is not Florida.
Well, I get that.
So that just my 2 cents.
Well, but
I want you to lose this draft, so I'm okay with you picking it.
I understand that. However, I'm not talking about fried chicken from Florida. I'm talking about fried chicken from Kansas City.
Oh,
yes.
I thought you said Tampa was known for fried chicken.
No. Kansas City. Kansas City is known for fried chicken. Man, I have a lot of really good options here, and
man, we could have gone 10 rounds with this thing.
Yeah, well, look, I've got like 30 other items on the list. Like we haven't gotten to chips and salsa and spinach dip and deviled eggs and buffalo chicken dip and burgers.
Do you know what I never?
Chili dogs and jalapeno poppers, loaded potato skins, tacos, sausage and peppers. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much good food.
You know what? None of us gluttons thought about to put on this.
Yeah, what's that?
There's a veggie tray.
Vegetables.
Every
who the hell wants a veggie tray?
But every Super Bowl party worth its salt.
This is the Joe Schmo sports show, not the Jane Schmo sports show.
Every
we don't
Super
do
Bowl
vegetables.
Party worth its salt has a veggie tray.
Now I might eat some celery and little
with your wings, right? Celery and carrots with some wings and something.
You are definitely getting kicked out of Frank Hill's Super Bowl party.
Who the hell wants?
Look, man, I am gonna go with Kansas City style ribs.
Yeah, I would say you got to go with the ribs. I mean, why wouldn't you? If you're going to take something from KC, you go with the ribs.
It's going there.
Yeah, I get it.
So okay, I'm gonna since I wrote this down. So Dre is the team of buffalo wings, Chex Mix, chicken tenders, cheese and crackers, and gator pots.
Do we have any dipping sauces with this chicken tenders?
I mean,
I think that it would come with
just
whatever's
implied
barbecue sauce, honey mustard, whatever, ranch.
Fair enough.
If you're 3 years old, ketchup.
Yeah.
But that goes without saying. That was like if you order pizza, does it come with toppings?
Right.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yes, of course it does. Okay.
And Clint has nachos. chili,
Strong.
pigs in a blanket,
Strong.
meatballs, and brisket sliders.
Yeah.
That
Back it
sounds
up,
like
fellas.
that sounds like a Super Bowl party I would go to.
In
except,
my mouth. Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
Would you like me to continue?
No.
Last but not least, Team Dom is pizza, soft pretzels,
Yum.
bratwurst, pimento cheese, and ribs. So Team Dom went with all beer food.
It is all beer food.
It is all beer
much.
food. Yeah. So,
That's a good call.
yeah. Hey, look, I'm gonna say there are no losers in this game.
Yeah.
These
I'd have all of
three
this at the take
menus.
party.
Yeah, they all look like winners. So,
Super Bowl at your house, Dom, with all this stuff on
yeah,
here?
it is possible that the speakeasy will be open on Super Bowl Sunday. All right, so that is officially our first mock fantasy draft.
I will put it on
Joe
Twitter.
Schmo Sports Show.
I'll put it on Twitter at JSchmo Sports.
At
and
JSchmo
please
Sports.
vote, and we will tell you the winner next week.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. So
what else do we got?
All right. So
what's coming
next,
up?
this time we're going back to the game itself, and we're doing best all-time either A, Super Bowls,
Okay.
or B, Super Bowl player performances.
Okay. So
Okay.
we're not going to the game. We're going to Super Bowls
Correct.
specifically, but past Super Bowls. Awesome.
Correct.
All right. So what do you got?
I'll start this off.
Yeah.
Number one, and
Yeah.
I think it's pretty consensus on any list I've ever looked at. You got to go with Jerry Rice, the man himself, in 1988.
Are we talking about the Bengals game?
Yep, 11 catches, 215, and a touch,
Yeah.
and
hard to beat
caught a 2nd and 20 for the first down on their 92-yard winning drive.
Yeah. That's a hell of a performance.
So I think that's pretty simple there. I mentioned this earlier in Joe Namath. I have it number 2, and that's only because he called game before game started.
He is cocky motherfucker.
Yeah, but he did it.
Whoa, did I just drop that?
But guess what he did? He followed through. He
Yes,
won,
he did.
and he got to call. His stats were not good. He was 17 for 28 for 206. No touches, no picks, but he got called every single play in that game offensively.
And he won the game.
He won the game.
He won.
Yes.
That's the most important
right.
statistic.
More important is that he
1-0 in the big game.
Number 3
Yeah.
is Doug Williams.
Ooh,
And
the strike season.
Doug Williams
versus Denver.
The 31st of
Yeah.
January in 1988.
Wow.
He was 18 for 29. Okay, 18 for 29 for 340 and 4. Now, all 4 of those touchdowns came in the second quarter. Okay, but
They
340 and
smoked
4.
the Broncos.
They beat them
I mean,
very badly.
yeah.
And the John Elway led Broncos.
That's
so
correct.
he was.
They lost 3 Super Bowls, didn't they?
Yep, he was the first African American to win a Super Bowl as a quarterback.
Yeah.
As a quarterback.
Yeah.
But let's
From Grambling.
Yes, absolutely from Grambling. I want to throw in an honorable mention on this number 3 to Timmy Smith, who was the running back for the Washington Redskins in that Super Bowl, and the little talked about Timmy Smith that did 22 for 204 and 2.
The little yeah.
22 for 204 and 2.
I just think that I was in 5th grade when that Super Bowl.
Doug Williams. I had
That
his
was
starter. I had his starter figure.
So long ago. Yeah.
So number 4,
Yeah.
Tom Brady,
Okay.
the Falcons.
All right.
Even though it wasn't his best statistical game,
that too is my number 4, but not Tom Brady, just the game.
43 for 62, 466, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. But
massive.
they were down
28 to 3.
28 to 3,
28 to
21 to
3,
nothing,
yeah.
and 28 to 3 in the second quarter. And
Won in overtime.
yeah,
That's
it was
unbelievable.
pretty epic.
It was either the greatest Super Bowl comeback
Or the greatest collapse.
The greatest collapse.
I'm
it
okay
was
with
both.
either of
It was
those.
both. Yes.
Yeah. I'm okay with either of those. All right, so then you go, last but not least on my list is Steve Young. 1994,
Yeah.
24 for 36, 325, 6 and 0.
Who did they play in that? Was it San Diego or Pittsburgh?
San Diego.
San Diego. Okay.
Yeah. And it, 325 and 6, you guys?
That's
6?
That's a monster game.
No picks.
Wow.
No picks.
Yeah.
So I went players.
Okay.
Any debate on any of these from either
of
you guys?
No debate. They were all fantastic performances.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to quibble with your positioning of them.
Yeah. Well, then you have people that like Terrell Davis, 30 carries for $130 and 2 touchdowns with a migraine.
Sure.
You have stuff like that people
that was Jordan-esque.
Yeah, I mean, the flu game.
Look, as somebody who does suffer from chronic migraines, I will say that getting out of bed with a migraine, it feels like you're going to die. So I can't imagine getting hit by 300-pound dudes in the middle of the line. Yeah.
30 times.
Yeah.
In one game.
With 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's a hell of a performance.
It's a good line.
Sure.
All right, Dom, where did you go?
Well, I didn't go with players. Right. I just went with memorable Super Bowls for various reasons.
Personal reasons or?
Some of both.
Let's go.
Right?
Let's hear it.
So, and they're not, these aren't necessarily graded out as the best performances. I'm going to go 5-1. So for me, memorable Super Bowls, and I will stipulate that most of these came within the last 20 years or closer, because it's hard to remember. In some Super Bowls I wasn't alive for, so I don't remember.
Getting old.
That too. So the first Super Bowl I'm going to mention at number 5 was Super Bowl 47. That was the Harbaugh Bowl. Okay. Ravens versus 49ers. So if you remember in that game, the Ravens jumped out to a 22-point first half.
It was the Joe Flacco Ravens, right?
That was the Joe Flacco-led Ravens against the Colin Kaepernick quarterbacked San Francisco 49ers. Yep. Now, do you recall what happened? That was a 22-point lead at halftime. What happened?
I mean, I know the Ravens won.
The Ravens did win. The game finished up 34-31.
Was that Ray Rice? Did he win a Super Bowl?
That was Ray Rice Ray Rice played in that game.
Okay.
But
anyway, go
ahead. What happened was there was this game was at the Superdome.
Okay.
And
the lights went out.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. And there was a big conspiracy that the NFL, it was turning into such a blowout that the NFL wanted to stop it.
Yep.
And after the 34-minute delay for the power outage,
I recall
there was a massive comeback.
I recall.
Kaepernick-led comeback, and they almost won that game.
Man, I would have liked to be on JC's house that day.
Was a crazy game.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a boring Super Bowl, and it turned out to be exciting.
That was one of those chili cook-offs that I was probably drunk by 4-4.
So you didn't remember much of the game?
I mean, I remember the lights went out.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
When the lights go out.
I was thinking more of the, Georgia, the song. Anyway, go ahead. Next.
All right. So
the lights went out in Georgia. That's what it was. Reba.
Number 4, same as yours, was the Super Bowl 51, Pats and Falcons.
Yeah.
The comeback from
you just gotta feel sorry
28-3. Yeah, it ended up being 34-28 in overtime.
Can I give you a funny story about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Again, at a chili cook-off, right?
Well, that was your tradition,
right? This was the thing. And we have dogs at home, as you know.
Yeah.
We had gone over early to start to cook the chili actually at their friend's house. And we actually had to leave at halftime.
Oh.
And it's a 40-minute drive to our house.
That's a bummer.
So can you imagine what we missed?
Well, can I? So I had a different experience. So at that time, I'm divorced. I've got 2 kids with my ex, and at the time she was living in Charlotte, and I live here in the Triangle. So it was Sunday, and I had to take the kids back to her because they were living with her at the time in Charlotte.
Okay.
So
2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. Right.
I was listening to the game in the car, and by the time I got back from Charlotte, I think the Patriots had scored one of their touchdowns. I sat down to watch the rest of the game and proceeded to lose my damn mind. It was just the craziest comeback I've ever seen since
ever.
The only other thing I could think of that was anything like that was the 93 Buffalo Bills comeback against the Houston Oilers in the wild card round where Frank Reich came in and led the Bills to that massive comeback. So that was huge.
We need to do a comebacks show.
Yeah.
Because the craziest comeback that I've ever seen in my life, or didn't see it, I've seen it since, but it's Carolina Duke.
Yeah.
Carolina was down 8 points with 17 seconds left and no 3-point shot.
So we got the Bills, we got Carolina Duke, we got the Pats, we got Tiger Woods, we got
exactly.
all the comebacks.
All the comebacks.
Yeah. So number three on my list. So as much as I hate the Pats, I've got them in 3 games because I love to hate them so much. But they've been involved in some really good Super Bowls. So number 3 was the 2007 Super Bowl 42, the New York Football Giants against New England Patriots.
It's because they beat the Patriots.
The undefeated at the time Patriots. And
so sad Randy Moss didn't get his ring.
I am look, I'm disappointed for Randy. But I am so happy that they did not add those damn Patriots to the list of undefeated NFL teams next to the 72 Dolphins, even though I hate the Dolphins too, being a Bills fan, but I do not want another Bills rival with an undefeated season. Screw that. Thank you, Tyree. Thank you, Eli Manning. I was
about to say, because...
David Tyree with the catch on his
right,
helmet.
But Eli had to get away from them to begin with. Yeah. But here's the thing. Eli's the only one to beat Brady in the Super Bowl.
Twice.
And there's the only...
Surefire Hall of Famer right there. Right there.
Boy, that breaks my heart because he's so terrible.
I know, but man has 2 Super Bowl rings.
I get it. I understand, but there's also people that are in the hall that don't have Super Bowl rings.
He is kryptonite to Tom Brady.
And that is it.
Superman.
So being kryptonite to Tom Brady is the reason you make the Hall of Fame? Is that going to go on his head, this headpiece?
It's going to go on his tombstone.
Is it written on the inside of that lovely, ridiculously
It should be tattooed on his forehead.
I mean, it would be on mine.
Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Done. And done. Yeah. Number 2 was Super Bowl 38. Anybody remember Super Bowl 38? This is a pretty memorable game for a number of different reasons.
1 hour and 18 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So this was Carolina and New England.
Sure. Yeah. So you're a Panther from here.
32-29.
Right. Yeah.
It was the first year I think I was actually living, or maybe in the second.
You were
year
living in Charlotte.
I was living in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And that was the game where the Panthers came out of nowhere to actually make the Super Bowl. And it was the last team with the ball.
Jake Delhomme and
Steve Smith before he was really Steve Smith. This was his breakout performance in these playoffs.
Yeah, I remember.
Anybody else know what that Super Bowl was known for? Anybody remember?
I mean,
it's a little matter of a Super Bowl halftime show.
Miss
Janet Jackson.
Yes. So.
Incident. The titty.
The incident.
Oh yes, the Nipplegate.
Yeah,
that's so. Not only did you have Nipplegate with Janet Jackson, and Justin Timberlake, you had a pretty awesome game that went down to the wire.
Yeah, and Vinatieri won it at the end, right? Yeah. I mean, as he did a lot of times.
Yeah, but that was a great game. Great halftime. Well, the halftime show wasn't that great. It was just very.
It was great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had.
It was great.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute.
I mean,
it was great. It was a really good show.
We'll talk about that in a minute. The number 1 with the bullet for me, memorable, not for a good reason.
No.
Super Bowl 25.
Yeah, it's your boys.
Giants and Bills. Number 1.
Phil Simms, Jim Kelly.
And Ray fucking Finkel. I mean, Scott Norwood.
Laces out.
Laces out, Jim. Wide right, 49 yards.
Jim wasn't holding the kick, was he?
No, but I mean, look, Finkel blamed Dan Marino.
He did.
But, man.
He did. That and the damn Dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was it for me. I will give a honorable mention to the Rams-Titans.
Okay. That was a really good game.
And it went down to the wire.
That was a really good game.
I mean, literally 2 yards from the touchdown.
Was it Andre Dyson?
Play. Yeah.
Reach and got stuffed.
That was a crazy game.
The Rams should have won that.
Much
they were the best team.
Lower scoring than we thought it was going to be with the greatest show on turf.
They were the best team, though.
Yeah, but man.
Yeah, I get it. It was, but I was super glad. I'm not a Titans fan, so I was super glad that.
But it was a good
game.
Won.
Yeah,
it was a good game.
What you got, Andre? What'd you go? Did you go performances?
I did performances, and I mean, I did halftime shows and players.
Well, we're gonna do halftime shows in a sec.
Oh,
yeah, we're gonna run through those pretty quickly until we get to commercials, so we can end it with that.
All right. Well, then I will go with
player performances.
Player performances.
Correct.
I would have to go with number 3. Not
Starting
sure
in the middle,
even. I'm not sure if you got. How many are we doing? 4, 3, 5?
You can do however you want.
Whatever you want, man.
All right, we'll check this out. I'm gonna do about 3 of them.
Okay.
And I would have to go number 3. Not sure if you guys remember this, but because this was 1982.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say no.
I was 8.
Okay. So this is more of a sentimental.
Was that Washington and
John Riggins?
Okay. About John Riggins.
I get it. He had a ton.
He
had a ton of yards. He also broke off like a 93-yard run or something like that.
If you hadn't seen John Riggins,
that guy was
one of the best.
Horse.
Great White Hope.
He was the Christian Okoye before Christian Okoye.
Yeah. Nice.
You did not want to tackle that man.
No, well, you couldn't.
He had 38 carries and 166 yards in that game. And I mean, he was like a freight train.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The stats by today's standards, that doesn't really seem like much.
He had a couple touches too.
Man, that dude was amazing.
I could get down with some John Riggins.
Yeah.
I would have to go with number 2. I'd have to go with Terrell Davis.
Okay, sure. That's the one we just talked about.
Man, that game.
He was
what he did that game was
that was
like
Elway's first.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That was the second most unbelievable sports performance to me, other than the Jordan flu game.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That Jordan flu game, man.
But I mean the same thing with the migraine. I mean. Crazy.
Gosh, he went off that game.
Oh, I know.
He went off, man. And I didn't even like Denver then. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want them to win the game. But watching him made me be like,
they had a hell of a team.
They really
had a hell of a team.
And my first one, man, I'm tied with the first one between Doug Williams and Joe Montana.
Okay, which Joe Montana? Because he had 4 Super Bowls.
I think it was Super Bowl 14.
Okay.
The 22 for 29, 297 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, no interceptions.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
That's I think those 2.
Man, they were unstoppable.
Let me ask you something. You have 6 opportunities to mention a performance by a Pittsburgh Steeler. As a
Terry Bradshaw had some good ones.
Hey, listen,
he didn't want to be a homer pick.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
he didn't want to be a homer.
It's about your memorable.
Right.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to be a homer.
So we couldn't go with the bus.
I can go with the bus. You know what I'm saying? I can go with.
Yeah.
Now, if I was going to go with that
Terry
game,
Bradshaw.
I would go with Roethlisberger chasing that dude down.
Yeah, sure.
You know, that would be one of my favorite performances in the Super Bowl. You know, because I mean, he really ran him down.
That's like Don Beebe chasing down Leon Lett,
or DK Metcalf chasing down that poor dude.
But I didn't want to be the home dude. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
I can go with Pittsburgh all day about everything. You know,
because you have a lot of opportunities.
That's what I was saying. I was just surprised that out of the 3 you picked, there was not a Steeler on that list. Yeah. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to mention one or two.
I was going to.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
All right. So since we're running a little bit against the time frame.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is we're doing all-time Super Bowl performances, and then we're going to end it with commercials. Best Super Bowl commercials.
Oh, we're gonna do halftime.
Yeah, because
performances. Okay, and then commercials. Okay,
right. And so,
all right, let's break this down.
Halftime / performances for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
because I start off number 1, very easy. It's Whitney singing the national anthem.
Oh, okay. So it's not. I didn't even think of that.
I just put performances.
Okay, I'm thinking.
And that's the only thing.
I did too.
That's the only non-halftime thing, and I think that the only reason I put it there is because it has to be R.I.P. Whitney, and it's still to this day at any sporting event ever in the history of the world.
It's the gold standard of national anthem.
That is the 1A.
Yeah.
All right. So second, because of the incident, would be Nipplegate and Janet and JT. But they did put on a hell of a show. I do like both of them.
So do you know who else was in that halftime performance?
No, does it matter?
Okay. No, it doesn't. However, you had Nelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had P. Diddy.
Okay.
Kid Rock. And Jessica Simpson.
All right, so cross off P. Diddy, Kid Rock, and Jessica Simpson.
And the halftime show was all about the titties.
Well, Kid Rock I could have been okay with. Next one was one of my favorite performances ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah. At a Super Bowl was Prince.
Yep.
Holy
That's my number one.
That is also my number one.
That
is also
dude,
my number
with Purple Rain, and it started raining.
It was raining.
That's my favorite Super Bowl ever.
Shit.
Yeah,
that was incredible.
That's unbelievable.
All right, so then you got
R.I.P. Prince.
Correct.
By the way,
then you got to go MJ in 1993.
Sure.
He hit people with Billie Jean and
but
Man
that was the first.
And...
That was really the first modern Super Bowl performance.
Because boy, he killed it.
Yeah, he did.
R.I.P. MJ.
Yeah. You pick 3 dead people.
Number 5, because of sentimental value and what it meant to this country, was U2.
U2. Yeah.
After 9/11.
Yeah.
That I'm not a U2 fan.
Yeah.
Per se. I'm a music fan, not necessarily a U2 fan. But boy, oh boy, if you didn't have any kind of emotion still, bro.
Yeah.
If you didn't have some kind of emotion in that time, it's just like when the Yankees and the Mets played after 9/11 and Piazza hit that home run. It's like, how do you not?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not get chills?
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's my list.
Okay. So I'm gonna let Dre go ahead because
let's hear it,
I have a top, and I also did a bottom because I think it's worth mentioning that there have been some terrible halftime shows. And I would like us all to get the chance to chime in on that. So, Dre, why don't you go ahead with yours, and then we'll talk. I'll wrap that up.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement with Prince being number one.
I am definitely in agreement. That was my one as well.
I was a big Prince fan. I think you know what? The Prince and the Michael Jackson, they're givens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like saying it's Michael Jordan the best. That,
Sure.
So I'm not even going to include them. But I think the Janet Jackson, that's not number one, but the Janet Jackson, but then the Blues Brothers. I don't know if you guys remember that or not.
Absolutely.
With ZZ Top.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yes. And I used to love ZZ Top. You know what I'm saying?
Who doesn't love the
And
Blues
James
Brothers?
Brown was in there.
Yeah.
But then I think after that, I would have to go with J-Lo and Shakira.
Okay.
Because they
shook some ass.
They really
Shakira
did.
moved her hips like that.
Yes,
They really did.
Hey, look,
That was a good halftime show, right?
Yes.
Anytime
Yeah,
you have
it's
J-Lo,
entertainment.
I'm
That is
in
entertainment.
That was a really good.
I'm in agreement there. With
I got you.
Yeah, and I said 3, didn't I? J-Lo, Blues Brothers, and I mean Prince and Mike is going to be like the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I found out some information though. Just a quick note: there's been 2 bands that play in the halftime 3 times.
Ooh,
Florida A&M. They've played in 3 different Super Bowls.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Grambling State.
Well. You got to think though, man. Do you ever watch those competitions?
They're
freaking
yes. I know they are. But I was just surprised. Wow.
That's
They've been in
for
3
the
Super Bowls.
most part, that was from an era before the modern Super Bowl, like Superstars.
Right. We're talking about 60s.
However, they did work those bands into some of those more modern halftime shows as part of the entertainment, but it wasn't the main focus like it used to be.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, Dom, let's go through your list real quick.
Right. So I already mentioned I had Prince at number 1.
Yep.
Number 2, and we've already covered this, was the Janet Jackson, Nipplegate. One that I haven't heard anybody mention was my number 3 was Beyonce and the Destiny's Child reunion. That was fantastic.
My favorite.
I love that.
I forgot all about
my
that.
favorite part
So
about
good.
that one was
that
number
everybody
1.
got so mad that she turned out to be a black woman.
No, so number 1, Beyonce is always fun to watch.
Yeah, of course.
But here's the thing, and this is just me just being that person.
Yeah.
She came out and almost fell.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I remember.
Yeah.
Like, she was walking down the grass to the stage, dancing, and she almost fell. And I don't know why that's what I remember.
But she kept going.
Oh, she's a beast.
She's a beast. She killed it.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Yeah.
So number 4, I got Michael Jackson, of course.
Yep.
Another one I haven't heard mentioned, but and a lot of people were a little down on this one, but I really, really enjoyed it because I just think this dude is super entertaining. Was Bruno Mars? And the Chili Peppers.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
That was
a good one.
a fantastic.
It was entertaining.
It really
show.
was.
Yeah, it was entertaining for sure.
Now I was debating on whether or not to put U2 on there, but
Yeah.
I figured somebody else would talk about that,
Yeah.
so I wanted to mention a couple that maybe I thought somebody else would at least mention Beyonce. So I was surprised, but
I thought about it.
I'm glad.
That's
I put
why
it on
Whitney snuck in there.
there. Yeah. Now, I have a worst of, and I'm not even talking about the old ones where you had like the Disney corporate promotions or the Up With People stuff that you're just like, why, right? But there have been some modern ones that it's just like, are you kidding me? The Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, it was bad.
God, what
it was
happened to
very
them?
bad.
Fergie's not good in person.
It was very, very
Fergie's
bad.
not good in anything.
No.
Okay,
she's good at a studio.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
I don't
they can
even
make her
really
voice
enjoy
sound
that.
whatever.
I don't enjoy that all that well. And they used to be
The
good,
wife and
but
kid love Fergie.
Yeah. Brutal,
It was not very
bad
good. Not
performance. The second one, I had Katy Perry. Some people liked it, but
I don't even remember that one.
So
okay,
it
she
was
did
such
the
a
Baby
production.
Shark thing. Like I mean, it was like what that.
But it was also a huge production.
It's
I love
not.
Baby Shark, though.
It's not for the Super Bowl audience.
It's
like,
not.
It's just why.
I'm not a huge Katy Perry fan anyway.
Yeah,
I'm not either,
so. I mean, she's
love
okay.
Baby
Shark.
She's okay, but
I'm not a huge pop music fan nowadays.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of pop music that we liked. I mean, Prince's pop music,
Okay,
Janet Jackson's pop music,
nowadays,
Beyonce's pop music.
I don't like
Katy
Beyonce.
Well,
but nowadays is what I'm saying. Prince and MJ, those aren't.
so Katy Perry, there's just the production that she did. And
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
it was
huge.
childish. Though.
I think so. I didn't like all the big fair, not fair parade, big huge things. I wasn't a huge fan of that.
Coldplay.
Oh, I'm not a fan of them anyway, so I'm going to say yes
just,
on that.
I mean, the drippy piano noodling, and it's just doesn't
It's not a
go
halftime
with,
show.
It's not. Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
like,
not a
look,
halftime
I could go see Coldplay, and I can enjoy it and appreciate their music, but for
Man,
Super
you'd have to
Bowl,
be really stoned.
for us, that's look. Super Bowl is up tempo. You're trying to keep people interested. You got people
That
on
is
their
not
their
the way to do it.
6th or 7th beer at the time. You don't want them falling asleep. Coldplay was a bad choice.
It was a bad choice. Bad choice.
Number 4, other than Big Boy threatening to do I'm on it, it came very close. The Maroon 5 performance I thought was extremely underwhelming.
Yes. And I love Adam Levine.
But when he busted out with the Purple Ribbon All-Stars, I was just like, oh, he's not going to do he's not going to do Kryptonite in this set. And then I was like, oh, he should have done it. Should have done it. Last but not least, I thought the Who, they just looked old.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go back and look
the
at that.
Who was in that period of time after Nipplegate where the NFL put a halt on all the modern popular music and
Anything
just
that
went
could
with a
slip with a
bunch
nipple.
of classic rock for a while because the very next year they went Paul McCartney, then they went Tom Petty and the Stones.
See,
and
all of those
the
are
Who.
better than Coldplay.
Well, I get that, but the Who, just out of all all of
they
those
must have been
classic rock
searching.
folks, they just were not good in my opinion.
No, they had to.
So,
they
do
had
we
to
have
search
any
for
other
something.
bad ones that you
No,
you
not that I can
remember?
think of.
I can't really think of any because whenever I first start watching them, I end up turning that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I-
They
talking
get
to your
bad, it's
friends.
like,
I
nah.
remember
Going to get
Madonna
another
not
plate of
being all
pigs in a
that
blanket.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, but it wasn't nearly as bad as these that I mentioned.
All right, so let's get to our last segment that we have
Yeah,
today on this show,
commercials.
which is one of my favorite parts of the Super Bowl, which is one of America's favorite parts of the Super Bowl.
Commercials.
All-time favorite Super Bowl commercials. Now,
Man.
I don't think that we should do a top 5 here for each of us. What I think we should do is just do like a round robin
Yeah, just
things.
mention one.
I
You
think
go.
you all know which one I'm
going
to
to start
say.
number 1.
Okay.
I'll start number 1.
Okay,
and this
you
is
all know what I'm
super,
going to say.
Super duper easy for me.
Yeah.
I think your number 1 is my number 3, Dre.
Oh, yeah.
So
What you got?
Terry Tate, office linebacker.
Yep.
Reebok.
Yeah, I've got that
Yo,
too. 2000. That was my
2003.
number 3.
That was an
Office Space.
amazing.
That was
amazing.
fantastic. I mean, he was crushing people.
Really?
And
That,
You emptied a Joe.
yeah.
some more.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I think that commercial is actually better than my number 1, but I just can't.
I know.
I
get
can't.
it.
I can't.
Sentimental reasons. I understand.
Yeah. I think I know what your number
All right,
one
so
is.
we'll
but
go ahead, Dre. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What you got?
Just say it.
Say it.
Hey, kid, catch.
Yeah.
Mr. Mean Joe
Mean Joe
Green
Green.
in 1979
Yes,
Coke
sir.
commercial.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you,
God.
Mr. Mean Joe.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it, man.
That is an all-time classic Super Bowl commercial. Actually, just an all-time classic commercial, just in general. Yeah. Do you remember when they kind of reprised that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was giving it
Jake Malone.
Yeah.
Bojangles.
Yeah.
That was delicious.
I was giving it ask you.
Okay, Dom, you're up.
All right. There's so many really good ones to pick, but I'm gonna go with one that I don't think that any of us are gonna be able to argue with. So I'm gonna go with 1993 McDonald's.
Okay, explain.
Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah,
Larry
Bird off
playing
the rafters,
horse,
off the
nothing but
love
net.
Love it.
Nothing but net.
That
was
again,
great.
A classic commercial.
Yeah.
Just that can be replayed any time. That's not a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a couple here that I would like to choose from, but I think
Yep.
that the one that I have on number 2 will slip down for my next go around. I'm going to go with 2014 Doritos Time Machine.
Ooh,
because
pretty good,
when he walks up there,
good.
little Timmy is eating those things, and he gets him in his time machine. Little
Yep.
Timmy starts shaking it, and he bounces with the Doritos. And Homeboy gets out of the little spaceship, and there's an old man asking why he's on the lawn with a bag of Doritos.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was a good one.
It was one of my favorites for sure.
Nice. What you got, Jerry?
All right, so my second one, I think I'm gonna go with the Budweiser frogs.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, how could you get more classic?
Budweiser.
See, it was great. It was the way. It was the good.
Bud.
It was the good times of commercials.
Sure.
It was the good times of commercials.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what? There's been good commercials made recently, and I'm going to mention this one.
Okay.
2019.
Okay. What do you got?
So we had the Budweiser Dilly Dilly guys.
Oh
yeah.
Dilly Dilly.
No.
That was good.
This was already
That was
established.
Bud
So the Bud Light. So the Dilly Dilly with the Dilly Dilly night.
Sure.
And this was jousting tournament.
Okay.
This is
I
the
remember
first time
that.
this tournament comes up.
Yeah.
And it turns out halfway through the commercial, it is not a commercial for Bud Light. It is a commercial for the final season of Game of Thrones.
That's awesome.
And and
Dilly Dilly.
Dilly Dilly, the
Still maybe one of the only people on the planet that's never seen an episode.
So you wouldn't really appreciate this commercial,
Right.
but the Bud Light Knight was defeated, and then
I remember
his
that.
head was crushed by the mountain.
Right.
And then Drogon the dragon came and torched the entire stadium.
That's good times.
And it ended with Game of Thrones.
That's good times.
And it was a fantastic crossover, and you didn't see it coming because you're just like, oh, it's the Bud Light is gonna
Sure.
No, it had a dark turn, and that was an awesome commercial.
Yeah, and what was the dragon's name?
Drogon.
Mm-hmm. All right, so easy last one for me that I'll mention. I'll stick with Budweiser again. Let's go here. And
I think I know what this one is.
No, this is more of a sentimental one.
Yeah.
It's the Lost Dog commercial in 2014.
So I thought you were going to go with Bud Bowl, man.
No,
that's classic.
No, it kind of
Bud
pulls
Bowl.
at your heartstrings. You know, I love dogs.
Yeah.
You know,
with the Clydesdale.
yeah, and he got lost, and
Yeah.
then he was being attacked by a wolf, and the Clydesdales busted out of the barn and ran to his rescue. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes you up in your feels. You know,
Yeah.
You got any more that you wanted to mention?
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay.
Ray Charles.
Oh yeah.
You got to be the right one. Baby.
Right one, baby.
Old Pepsi.
That was a-
Yes.
Yeah.
I love me some Ray Charles.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I'm more of a Coke guy, but Pepsi, yeah, man, that was a
that
great
good
commercial. Dom, what you got?
So there's so many good ones that we haven't mentioned. This being the last one, I'm gonna throw out just real quick and just give me your some other ones that we haven't mentioned. The 1984 Apple commercial.
Oh yeah, that was so
that's-
freaking weird.
Yep.
It was
Also-
scary.
It was scary.
It was
scary.
scary.
Yeah.
Also in 1984, you had Wendy's Where's the Beef.
Oh yeah, where's
yeah,
the beef?
Yeah.
Even last year, you had with Rachel Dratch and Chris Evans, John Kardowski.
Yeah, the Pock the Cop?
Smack Pack.
Yeah.
Smart pot.
In 2010, you had Betty White. In the
Oh, that was
Snickers
great. Are you kidding me?
commercial,
God, I
the
love that
E-Trade
woman.
Baby.
Watching Betty White run a route in a flag football game is just epic television.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was
she got
great.
smashed.
Oh, it
That
was fantastic
great.
TV.
And then they
Yeah, I
brought
forgot
out
about
the Abe Vigoda for the other guy. That was great. But my last one is one that it didn't carry over afterwards because the company got bought out almost immediately afterwards. But there was a company called EDS in 2008, and they did a commercial with cowboys herding cats.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, the old
that
man
was
cat.
That's a good commercial. I remember that.
I had tears in my eyes. I was laughing so hard at that.
Yeah, that
was a great commercial.
I had a tear jerker earlier when Brandy and I were going over this and trying to figure this out. 2007 Doritos House Rules commercial. So you have a young single mother and her, I don't know, let's call him 9 or 10-year-old son.
Sure.
And you have a date that rang the doorbell.
Yeah.
And he came in, and the boy was playing video games. He was like, "So I see you. Hey, big man, I see you got your video games going on." There was a bowl of Doritos on the table. He reached for the Dorito, started putting it in his mouth. Boy smacked it out of his hand and said, "Don't touch my Doritos and don't touch my mama." And then the commercial ended.
I don't remember that.
You got to go look at this.
House
Rules
I did not remember
is what it's
that
called.
Fantastic.
It
Do
was.
you remember that? No,
that is great.
I don't remember
Dude,
that.
go watch that. It's classic.
Well, I mean, sentimentally for myself, there was a Snickers commercial back in '96 where Marv Levy was making fun of the fact that they lost 4 straight Super Bowls. He's like, "Now we're gonna sit in this room. We lost 4 straight Super Bowls. We're gonna sit in this room until we figure out how to win one." And somebody was like, "I'm gonna need a Snickers. We're gonna be here for a while."
Oh, that's funny.
And Marv's like, "You better give me one too."
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. We got to put a bow on this show.
Okay, but look, let me ask you a question.
Please.
One thing we didn't talk about were players that never played or won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Was that something that you want to run through real quick?
Nah, I think we
we
can leave that for the next Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's an easy list.
All right, so let's talk about where we can find us on social media. So we're at Schmo Sports on Twitter and on Instagram. We are where?
Joe Schmo Sports Show.
Joe Schmo Sports Show. We are Joe Schmo Sports Show at gmail.com if you'd like to email us. And we are everywhere where you download your favorite podcast. So make sure you subscribe, like,
rate, review,
download, and make sure you give us a 5-star review and rating, because if you do not give us a 5-star review, we are going to read your review on the air and make fun of you.
Hey, and we will read your review if it's a good review, too. We don't want people just giving us bad reviews so they get read on the air.
We just will not make fun of you.
So then we'll stop all that.
Of course.
So rate, review us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere that you can find your listening pleasures here. And if we don't have, is there anything else you want to say about the Super Bowl? So I think we're all, did we all?
Super Bowl.
So Kansas City for me, Dre.
I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Tampa for Dre.
And I had Tampa as well.
All right, so we got 2 Tampas and a KC, and so we've got a lot of content on this show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As Dom said, please rate, review, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or would like your questions read on the air, you can email us at the Joe Schmo Sports Show at gmail.com.
Or contact us on social media.
And we will be putting up the draft so we can see who wins.
Yep.
And I will be putting that up later on. So, fellas, this has been a great day. This has been a good show. Dom, appreciate the bourbon. And Dre, always appreciate you, buddy. And this is the Joe Schmo Sports Show. And I hope you guys have a fantastic night.
Come to the theme music.